Okay guys, so basically today I just want to show you how to get an Nvidia laptop to work properly in 2024 with the drivers, the Nvidia 555 drivers, the newest drivers, and it's a little different than it was before. I just want to show you how to get it working properly. So the first thing we obviously need to do is have the Nvidia drivers. So I'm assuming if you're using an Nvidia laptop, you're probably using a modern one. If you're not, you'll have to read this further for information on installing older GPUs, installing for older GPUs. But basically, for most relatively recent laptops, you're going to be using the Nvidia package or the Nvidia DKMS package. Now, so the Nvidia package is if you're just using the basic Linux kernel, which is here we have kernel Linux 6.10.2, RH11. That's the basic Linux kernel. So I would just install Nvidia. So I do sudo pacman -S Nvidia. All right, and I'm not going to install it now. Now, for some reason, I installed Arch using the Arch installer, and for some reason it installed Nvidia DKMS instead of just the regular Nvidia driver for me. Now, I've read online, I don't think it makes much difference. If I'm wrong about that, let me know, but I think the performance should be the same. But for me, I could just be using the Nvidia driver. But if you're using a weird kernel or something, for some reason like Zen or whatever, you would use Nvidia DKMS for sure, as it says here. All right, so basically we need to have the Nvidia driver installed. So that's the first thing. The second thing we want to do is go and look for EnvyControl. Okay, so the problem that I've had, at least, your mileage may vary, but the problem that I've had with Nvidia laptops working with proprietary Nvidia drivers, and you need the proprietary Nvidia drivers if you're gaming. It makes a huge difference. It's not a joke. I've tested it. It's like we're talking like 45 FPS to 120 FPS just based on having different drivers. So you cannot use the Nouveau drivers if you're gaming. Okay, so the problem I've had is that they call this technology Optimus or whatever, and the problem I've had is that my external monitor doesn't work. Like the built-in laptop monitor works just fine right out of the box, but the external monitor doesn't work properly right out of the box. So we're going to get this tool called EnvyControl, and what this tool is going to do is let us set the mode our GPU is in, our Nvidia GPU is in, and that is going to allow us to get everything working properly. Okay, so EnvyControl is not on the normal Pacman package system, so it's on the AUR, which is Arch Linux is it's like community repository, and some of the packages in here may not be safe or whatever compared with sorry about the dogs barking, may not be safe or whatever compared with packages on Pacman, but this package, as far as I'm aware, is perfectly safe. So what we're going to do to install this is we're going to need a tool. And there's two tools I know of. One is called Yay and the other is called Peru, I guess it's called, pronounced. So we're going to use Peru. So I think we just do a Google search and the first result that comes up is Peru. Okay, so it's Peru is your standard Pacman and wrapping R helper. Lots of features and minimal interaction. Okay, so it works very well. And there's an installation instruction here. Now, the thing it doesn't tell you in this installation instruction that I figured out is Peru is a Rust program, and as far as I can tell, it compiles on here. So I think every time I've done it, it gives you a little prompt that says, how do you want to install Rust when you install Peru? But it doesn't work. So every time I've installed it, I've needed to go to install Rust before I install Peru. So that's really easy. So we go to Rust, just search Rust in Google. It gives you the Rust programming language. We go get started, and we copy, installing Rust, copy this curl code here. All right, and we paste it into our terminal. I've already done that. You're just gonna hit 1 at some point to do the standard installation. All right, it's very easy and straightforward. Once you're done with that, you're gonna go back to Peru and you're gonna follow these instructions here. So sudo pacman s needed base devil git clone the paru. So you need to have git installed, so you can do sudo pacman s git. That'll allow you to do that, and then we're gonna follow these little instructions here. Okay, it's not that complicated. So once you have paru installed, I'll show you what you're gonna do is you're gonna type in paru, and then you can just type in EnvyControl. You don't need to type in anything else. All right. So it's gonna show you down here these results. Let me make this bigger. So it says one. There's a tool. So there's usually numbers here, and one is the EnvyControl tool, because there's only one option that comes up when you type in EnvyControl. So you're gonna hit one. I'm gonna hit it again because I've already have it installed, but it's not gonna matter because I already have it installed. So it's just gonna skip everything as far as I know, which it did. But you might have to hit Y or yes a couple times during the installation, but besides that, it's basically straightforward. Paru is a very easy tool to use. So then you're gonna have EnvyControl on your computer, okay? And now, this is what's changed, okay? So it used to be that what you do is you type in EnvyControl dash Nvidia, or dash, so let's go to the EnvyControl website here, dash S Nvidia. I believe dash S Nvidia. So let's go back here. Dash S Nvidia. Okay, and that would set your drivers. So you are only using the Nvidia graphics driver, and you aren't using the built-in integrated graphics card. Okay, so used to be when I did this and then I rebooted the computer, I would go back in and I'd be able to use my external monitor with no problems. So I use arandar to set it up. So just so you know, like before I installed EnvyControl, if I went to HDMI 1.0 and set it to work, it would just give me an error. So unfortunately this time when I put EnvyControl Nvidia and rebooted, and then I had my external monitor plugged in, only my external monitor worked. So that means that I wanted both monitors to work, obviously, because otherwise you're trapped if you reboot your computer in NVIDIA mode by accident when you don't have the external monitor plugged in, say you're away from home, then your screen's not going to work. So I didn't want that. So what I found online, and it was kind of difficult to dig up, but I found it, is you go back and you put EnvyControl S hybrid. Now this was unintuitive to me because as far as I'm aware, it automatically is in hybrid mode. So I don't understand why this works, but you do EnvyControl as hybrid, and then you reboot, and then when I rebooted, lo and behold, both my monitors showed up, and if I selected them, they both worked completely normally. Everything is fine. So that's basically it. That's all you really need as far as I'm aware in terms of setting up NVIDIA on a laptop. On NVIDIA laptop, you're setting up NVIDIA drivers. So this tool EnvyControl is like third party. I know it feels weird to be using like basically what EnvyControl does is there's little scripts and stuff, or settings that you can type into your computer, like files and stuff you can edit that do the same thing. And I've done that before, but EnvyControl just does it for you. So just so you know, if EnvyControl doesn't work for some reason, it is just editing system files to set this up, which you can do manually. There's guides online to do that. I don't know if the guides are a little bit sketchy, but this does it all for you, and it's always worked for me. Yeah, but so you want to set it into hybrid mode now, and this is with the 555 driver, and the 555 driver seems to be really good, and everything's working better now, and I'm really actually quite happy that I can run it in hybrid mode, because for some reason if you run it in NVIDIA mode, you get screen tearing and weird shit like that. So thank you. I hope this helped someone.